That's
this D&D dude.
That's the thing. It was $40.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a good D&D dude.
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
Thing.
Like it was $40. I'm sure professionals would laugh at it, but for me, it was fine. Yeah, and it's pretty good. Like it was $40. I'm sure professionals would laugh at it, but for me, it was fine. Yeah, and it's pretty good. Like it was $40. I'm sure professionals would laugh at it.
I'm just trying to refresh myself on what's going on here tonight. And hope I have everything prepared. Hope I have everything prepared and need prepared because they're not. It's gonna be interesting because I'm not at my main computer tonight.
So we can lie to you about things we've done?
No, I still have my notebook because I'm old school and I still do handwritten notes for session notes. So, how's everybody's month been?
Pretty good.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey,
Darcy. I can hear you.
Yay! Yep. Sorry, I'm late.
It's been a hot month.
Oh, that's fine. It has been a little warm.
It's always warm here in Miami.
May have heard we broke some records here in the Northwest.
Yeah, see, what you're calling hot, I call, oh, look, it's July.
Yeah, pretty much.
Over 110?
Yeah, typically we're hitting like the triple digits by now. We haven't hit them this year for some reason. We're still only in the 90s.
Yeah. Right now, as we speak, it just started downpouring, but man, it's like hot and humid right now.
Yeah, it's been super rainy here too. That's because we're getting the
storm.
Outer winds, yeah.
Elsa, yeah, that's hitting us here in Massachusetts today too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Connecticut, so not far from you.
Yeah. So my dog is not super happy because he can't go out.
Oh, the thunders.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go out. Yeah, because he doesn't care about the rain. Like, honestly, he could be like just rolling around in the dirt, but I have to wash him. Ooh, I like your Hero Forge character, Gusty.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
That's super cool. Love it.
I've like.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's great.
And then.
Well, I played with it, and then I logged in just earlier tonight and saw that and noticed that Flux Potash was from Hero Forge too. I'm like, oh, I can take this and put it on here. Wow!
Makes me want to go back and see if I could do something with the one I did.
They like every week are unlocking new poses and skin colors and new accessories. It's so fun, and you can like put stuff on your little stand. Like I found a drum.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I haven't figured out a way. They do have bagpipes,
yeah,
but he can only hold them. He can't like put it in his mouth.
Yeah.
And even the so I grabbed just his little I'm forgetting what that ocarina. He's got a little ocarina too.
Okay.
So they had that too, so I put that in his hand, but I couldn't like I was able to. My son showed me how to move his hand so that it almost looks like it's in his mouth. And then he also showed me his other hand. They have a hand position where you're starting to raise your middle finger. You can't get a full-on middle finger, but you can look like you're about to.
But the intent is there. That's awesome. I started listening to the new Critical Role campaign thing that they started.
Yeah, the short one, the Exandria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh my god, the ash hole was hilarious. It's really good.
See, you got to be careful as the DM what you come up with because the players will always ruin it.
Oh my god, the I could if the DM could have like talked like it's horrible. But yeah.
I used to have a real hang up on using suddenly, and without warning. And my players, because it was the same group of guys, my friends, they'd always be like, suddenly without warning every time because I used it so often. It became a tick. And so I was like, I had to stop using that when DMing because I just got annoyed by them doing it every time.
I mean, that's the thing about people, right? They're unpredictable and you don't know what way they're going to go with things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did anyone run into any problems leveling up to level 2?
Yes, it didn't save. I had to do it like 3 times, but I'm sure it was something I was doing wrong. But so I just got really good at putting in my choices.
Oh. I'm using D&D Beyond. It wasn't a big deal.
I just got irritated that I was like, I am not going to buy a second player's handbook just for your website, dudes.
Why not?
I understand that they need to do that because otherwise, it's a copyright thing, and Dungeons and Dragons probably won't allow them to have access to their stuff unless they have proof that people have purchased the books. But like, there's got to be some code on the back of the book that they can use.
I think someday
there's
you'll
rumors.
See.
There are rumors for 6th edition, possibly.
Oh, cool! That it'll be both a digital and actual copy of the book.
Well, there's rumors there might be Wizardry Coast might be buying D&D Beyond, and if that happens, then the books you bought by the Wizardry Coast will have codes to get the digital versions on D&D Beyond.
Perfect.
Maybe.
I would subscribe if that were the case, but yeah.
So, I think I've mentioned this before. If you find a friend, like I have, he shares all his content with me, and I just give him $30 a year, but I have access to all the books.
Oh, that's nice. I'm part of a campaign actually with Warwick's mom. And during COVID stuff when we couldn't meet in person, we just had our first in-person session in over a year, like 2 weeks ago. It was great.
Oh, wow.
Warwick got shot and killed, but he'll be better. She'll just
He'll be
summon
better.
him again. he's her familiar, so she sent him out on a scouting, and he got pinged by an archer. So she's like, damn it, I'm out of the reagents I need. I'm gonna have to go buy them and summon him again. He'll be fine. But because they were using D&D Beyond, and the DM had it, and so as part of the campaign, like her character sheet I could make on D&D Beyond.
Yep.
But I couldn't use it on my own.
If I could justify the $700 it costs to buy the everything package on D&D Beyond, I would. I can't justify it because they don't have the tabletop, and that's really what I use online more than anything else.
Yeah, they're almost there though.
Yeah, they're working on it. And the day they do that, it's gonna be the day I start buying all my books over there.
So, yeah, imagine for a DM, it's super expensive, right? Because as a player, you just need access to the character sheet.
Yeah, it get really expensive going DM. Like I buy a physical copy, so I have it to look at because I can flip through your book faster and I can look stuff up on Roll20, and I buy the digital copy on Roll20. So I mean, I'm buying the books twice every time already. And I have a few books on D&D Beyond, but not. It's like the bare minimum, like player edition of the books. Like I have player handbook.
Yeah, me too.
Xanathars.
Yeah,
and I think I got Tasha's over there, but I'm not positive.
I do that in case he ever bailed. My friend bailed, but
I think they do because Sorsh is using a Tasha's, and she was able to put that on her thing.
Okay. Well, are we all ready to get started here? Wherever we are here is?
Yes.
I actually have a quick question.
Okay.
So I got Artificer Infusions, and I just wanted to double check that it was okay that I chose a spell rot tattoo for one of those.
sure. Is it? It's in Tasha's, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to. I can't. I've lost the page that used to have the text of it in front of me. But I think it's duplicate magical item, and spell route tattoos, and I think Xanathars maybe.
I think tattoo magic. I don't use tattoo magic in Xanathar. I think it's all in Tasha's. Look real quick. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I mean, I'm pretty much sure, whatever type of thing most of the time. I don't think it's anything. I doubt it's anything broken.
Okay, sounds good.
There we go.
You could always unbreak it with DM powers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. This is gonna get annoying. Prepare for feedback. Test
What level did you get for the spell attacking?
Test
What level?
I got detect magic, which is a first level spell.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Ooh, I have that too, so let's make sure that
Actually, I should leave that on
separate them.
for just long enough to test my sound.
So on board with detecting.
Get my mic volume up to where
Does
needs
it
to
take
be.
a spell slot? I don't know much about Artifice.
No,
for me it does.
Yeah, the tattoo is
no,
like it's basically like
Let's mute that. Alright. One, two, 1, 2. Testing. Alright. That should. Nicholas, turn down the volume just a little bit. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Alright, there we go. There we go. Gotta make sure my sounds are right, and I'm almost out of that. And suddenly, silence.
I just realized I had myself on mute. I hadn't said anything really important.
It's all good.
Weren't
Welcome.
ignoring you.
I said hi or to Cipriano earlier, but I didn't hear respond.
I did the same thing when that's you. Started talking. I'm like, can't listen to anything.
Well, I guess there is not a limit on how many times you can necessarily use the infusion at a time. But you can't take the infusion. Oh, you take the infusion more than once in order to have multiple items. Okay. We're learning D&D here, people.
Well, it's a newer item, so
One day I might actually be good at it, and then they're going to come out with 6th edition. I'm going to know nothing all of it.
Okay, yeah, I see that here.
Okay, so I guess you can try to break the game with black holes and stuff.
you mean
Put a bag of holding in a bag of holding in a bag of holding in a bag of
In an amulet.
No. It's the bag of holding ballista that you need to build.
And then drop it all in a portable hole. So when last we left off, a group of intrepid heroes? Question mark?
Mercenaries.
Met with Khalid and Jahira. Followed Khalid and Jahira into Baldur's Gate and met with their friend, maybe, Simone, at the Elf Song Tavern, where had a bit of a talk, had a few drinks, had a bit of a ruckus. Managed to help the leader of the group which had attacked them escape town, hopefully undetected, and y'all went off to find bunks at the Wild Page Inn. Once there, laying down, Orc had a dream of the... Or was it not his mother? Similarly, at that night as well, Zara, you have dreams of flight high above an emerald forest with the city of gold off in the distance. You swoop down upon a large cow and enjoy the fresh meat before returning back to soaring in the sky like your horse.
Dragon dreams, always fun.
The morning comes, you all awaken. What would you like to do?
Kind of, that's just when Warwick sort of wakes up from the dream, wakes him up, and he's just gonna sit up on the top bunk that he called and go, just like, Mom! And then kind of look around and see if anyone noticed and burst into tears quietly.
Oh, that's not what I
Gonna
wanted.
snuffle for a bit and then go back to sleep.
I continue to snore.
I'll go down and have a basic breakfast.
So then when it's morning, Mark's gonna wake up when it's light and kind of look around and kind of wipe his face and then hop down from the top bunk and go for what? Is there an outhouse bathroom? Something?
Yeah, there'd be a bathroom in the building.
Alright, he's gonna head over there and just kind of brush his hair and wash his face in the basin and then come back to the room.
Roll me a d20 to see if you figured out which one's the basin and which one's the chamber pot.
Nice.
You can tell what?
You can tell the difference between the basin and the chamber pot.
Nice. Don't you think that he'd be able to smell the difference?
That's why it's a flat d20. We'll see how awake Warwick is at this point in time.
Alright, that's awesome. Alright,
I didn't change that, did I? Is it always been like
that's
Oh
great.
no!
So, Warwick, does business, goes to the pots over there, doesn't put in it,
Gargling.
wash his hands, freshens up his face a little bit.
Probably peed in the water basin then.
Comes back to the room, and the rest of y'all are like, "What is this? No, somebody's changed the chamber pot, tossed the chamber pot out the window. It's getting rank in here already." So yeah. Or you have disadvantage on charisma checks as far as persuasion for until you clean up properly.
Nope, I don't have it. Damn it.
Sure, you can go back to the bathroom. Yes. Get some fresh water in the wash basin, dump the chamber pot, and re-clean yourself.
Do I need to roll again, or am I paying attention this time?
I think you're awake now.
Is there a mirror in there?
There is not a mirror in this place. This is a cheap place.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
The quote unquote washroom is basically nothing more than a closet with a couple of holes with buckets in it. And really, they're more of wooden buckets than bowls.
Well, he's just gonna put his hands on either side of whatever it looks like and can kind of roll. All right, pull it together. Come on.
Ask him.
We can do this. And then he's gonna go back to the room and smile and act like nothing happened. Anybody else hungry? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Is that guy snoring still?
Yes.
He's gonna as he says that, he can hear you snoring, so he pokes. Is that guy snoring still? Do I need to roll to whether I wake him up?
I don't know how heavy of a sleeper is Gakrod.
Very heavy. He's a stout, sort of a stout, heavy sleeping dwarf kind of guy.
Alright, I think this is gonna take some extra effort. And Warwick pulls out his bagpipes. And he's gonna play about 40 seconds of bagpipe music. Some sort of good morning-y springy tune. Do I need to roll a performance check?
Yes, please.
Which is a d20?
It is a d20 with your performance skill.
Alright, there we are.
14. Gakrod. Roll me a... Oh, you're a heavy sleeping dwarf. Let's say a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Gakrod is still snoring away in that cloak.
Okay, let's go get breakfast and we can bring some biscuits or something back to the dwarf.
Get him an ale.
Right.
This is a really cheap inn. Do they even have food, or are we gonna need to go somewhere else for breakfast?
Continental breakfast.
Pretty much, yeah. It is a very cheap inn. They do not have food, but luckily the tavern next door does. So you leave the bunkhouse, find out, next door tavern got food. So go over, sit, get breakfast. It's a well enough place, it's not fancy by any means, it's not as nice as the Elf Song Tavern was, but it's not the most spread out tavern you've ever seen. You walk in and there's a gruff-looking dwarf that's waiting tables in there, and tear down. And then after he gets done talking at the table, you hear him yell back, "Marie, got 2 more specials!" And then he goes on to the next table.
Ooh, special. What's the special?
There's a table. Oh, you want the special? Marie, another special!
What's in the special?
Special? It's the only thing we serve. It's whatever we got this morning.
Then I guess I'm having the special too.
I'll take 2 specials, please.
2 and 1. Anyone else for specials? Anyone?
Does the special come with anything to drink?
Aye, comes with drink.
You already assumed I ordered one, right?
Oh, okay. Four specials. 4 specials. Marie! 4 specials! He yells back in the room. You haven't seen anyone or anything come out the back yet.
I'd like to take a peek into the kitchen, actually.
Okay. Take a peek in the kitchen. Sure. Why not? I'll let take your roll for it. You get up, you find what looks like the way to the kitchen is not so much a door as like a curtain hanging there. Push it back and look in there, and there's a lovely elf lady who looks very out of sorts. Hair's tousled and in a mess. Seems to be working very feverishly around the kitchen by herself. As she's sitting there cooking, you get whiffs of like fried fish and some root vegetables that are boiled, almost too much, but not quite. It seems like the special is going to be like fried fish with boiled carrots and potatoes. Maybe some cabbage in there. It's hard to tell.
Well, if she looks busy, I don't want to irritate her, so I'm just very excited to see what they've got.
As you're all sitting there, eventually the food does come around. It is platters of fried fish and with boiled root vegetables, some cabbage, and mugs of okay, passable ale. A little warm, but it's not bad. It's just not great. It's like PBR good.
A workman's ale.
Exactly.
And how delicious is the food?
It's fine. This is not a fancy restaurant. This is like, I don't want to call it Mickey D's level, but it kind of tastes like a Mickey D's fillet of fish with the fried fish.
Oh, that's a shame.
It might not have been the freshest fish off the boat, that type of thing. But, you get a hearty meal for $2 silver each. And while you're here having breakfast, a lot of you hear a voice call as you walk through the door. Oh, here you all are! You turn and look in inland.
Rourke's eyes light up. Hey, we're over here! Come sit with us!
Emily walks over and sits down and goes, with the food. It's like, what is this?
I got 2 helpings. Would you like them?
Oh, no. I already eat. Thank you. It's early for fried fish. So, what we discussed yesterday. Are y'all up for helping us? Try and find out what this is karma up to. Maybe even put a stop to it all.
Shipping is not unnecessary. I don't want another attack.
Oh, don't worry. Nobody else can hear what we're saying right now. Okay. And you see her, she's wiggling her fingers around, and you notice at this time you don't hear the chatter you were hearing before the rest of the chatter.
Wow. You're really powerful.
Stop messing around.
Buck says it sounds good, but he's mostly just dissecting the meal to see what went wrong.
Work is scarfing down the fish and vegetables. He pulled a battered old iron spoon out of his pack and is just nomming it down. I have something that I need to do here in town, but I think we can definitely try to help you out while we're doing that too.
Oh, great. Any information you can find. Maybe the merchants, local merchants can help with information you asked them.
I actually need to speak to a local merchant.
Oh, well, perhaps they will have enough information you need. I know that the term, rumors have been going out collecting protection money from some of the merchants.
Bastards.
Yeah. I don't know. They might be too scared to say anything, but maybe something.
Oh, were you going to ask any of your friends if they knew who Arrow Varadol is? He's a merchant in town. He's the one I'm supposed to go see.
I haven't had a chance to speak with my colleagues yet in town. But as soon as I get a chance, I will definitely do that. What kind of merchant is he?
I'm sorry, I don't know very much. My uncle gave me a letter to bring to him here. My uncle, he's sort of finances, like ships and trade kind of stuff. He does that, and so I think Arrow Varadol would probably be in some sort of trading.
I don't know, but I would certainly check with my contacts.
He might be, trying to make contact to sell things from his other customers that, import stuff. I'm sorry, I probably should have asked for more info when I got the letter, but it's family. It's a family thing.
Oh, of course, I understand. It's fine. I'm sure somebody will know who they are, or perhaps, someone you speak with will be able to help you find them. But I need to get going. Don't draw too much attention after all what happened last night. But we'll be in contact. And we did find a new place that we can stay. It's called the Restless Dragon.
So we should plan to stay there tonight?
Yes, it appears to be much more secure than we thought the elf itself was.
Their ale was elusive. Okay. What area of town is like more the not like shop owner, but more kind of the business center? Maybe I could like try to look around there for my own stuff, or do you think I should wait for you to get back?
Well, I mean, you see these trades who could be near the docks, or maybe just about anywhere in town. There's
Okay.
traders and merchants all throughout Baldur's Gate, except for in the uppers, of course. They don't allow much trade up there.
Good. I was gonna go look at some shops today anyway. What do you guys think?
We should probably go do some shopping, get some supplies for the road, just in case we need to head out.
Yeah.
Flex agrees, but he's still trying to tell whether the cook had any kind of skill in making our meal.
Roll let's say nature check.
A nature check. Oh no. I don't suppose I could get some kind of bonus for being raised in a chef's guild.
Sure, I'll give you advantage for being raised in a chef's guild. The cook seems confident. They seem like they're not trying to poison or cook anything bad. They're just probably working with not great ingredients and stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay. Definitely gonna make a note to speak to her before we leave.
I asked him when you mentioned a shop called Sorcerer's Sundries. What street? Where should we go to look there? And also the farmers market. Can she just tell us how to reach both of those places?
Yeah, she can tell you how to reach both those places.
Any of you guys have anything else you wanted to look at?
I just need a couple of small items that could probably be found in any general goods store. And then, of course, on a personal note, there's lots of stuff I would like to see, but that's it for business.
Well, I'm looking for Sorcerer's Sundries as a shop, and because I would like to get a health potion. But I would imagine they might likely have other sorceress magic-y stuff there too.
Possible, yes.
So, shall we go back and see if that dwarf is awake yet?
As it turns out, not yet.
Well, before we leave the tavern there, is there any food left over from our breakfast?
How hungry were you all?
Work, he ate most of those 2 servings that he asked for. How about you guys?
I eat all of the vegetables.
Flux ate as much as he felt he needed to.
Zaro would probably be eating about 65% of the food.
Alright, so there's some leftovers, but not a huge amount, probably not a full portion. So Work's gonna try to, I don't know, look for some heavy paper or something and scoop all of what's left into that, and he's gonna carry it back to the room to give it to Gadra.
Kids, always
Alright,
get in the way.
Find paper easy enough to wrap it all up in and carry it back with you.
I'd like to ask the elf chef before we go if she knows any interesting or more dynamic recipes than the one that we may have had today.
I can make a shepherd's pie when I have the ingredients, but I cook with what I can get each day. It's not much, unfortunately.
No interesting recipes handed down from whoever taught you or any such things?
Oh, no one taught me. I just kind of learned on my own. It's gone. I don't get much to work with, and people tend to have curry taste, I guess. I would love to have some seasonings to work with and make something with flair. I think Kevin would appreciate that.
Yeah, the boss, right?
Yes, you got the outside. Feels like
I'm sure he's got qualities that are so bad.
Well, you know, he pays me and lets me work. You know, enslaving me, so that's better than some.
Well, I'll thank her for answering my questions, and if there are any tips that I can leave her with that might help her with the cooking, then I'll leave her with those.
Thank you very much. I have to get back to work, and as you're saying the Congo, you do hear Kevin, the dwarf, yell back, "Marie! 3 more specials!"
Good luck out here.
Oh, have a good day. Come back anytime.
So we go back to the room?
Yeah, let's go back to the
When we go in, I'm going to bow in front of Gatgrod and kind of poke him. And kind of make a flourish of offering him the leftover breakfast stuff.
Just remind him he missed all the ale for sleeping through it.
So, you poke me, yes?
Yes.
I react by swinging.
Nice.
Roll the hit. That's a hit. Take 2 points of damage for work. Oh, what's strength? What's your strength modifier?
I could roll.
Take 4 points of damage.
And I sort of look around and go,
Did he knock me to the floor and send the food offline?
I don't know how would work react to suddenly having a punch thrown at him.
Well, he had just sort of bowed and was holding out the food in a package towards Gatgrod, and then with one hand, and had then poked him with the other hand. So he would have caught that like right in the kisser. and the food was in front of his face.
Yeah, so okay, then roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you maintain your footing and hold on the.
This is interesting.
Oh yeah, you just kind of roll with the punch. Like, oh, what the? You still hold on to the food. You know,
I like hold.
You're a little rattled.
Head, yep, because food is really important. But I still take the damage, right? Or did I not get hit? Did I dodge?
Yeah. You still take the damage. You don't get waylaid to the floor.
Okay.
and I sort of get up and go, what the hell has happened?
Hey, dude,
obviously,
we were bringing you breakfast.
Yeah, I was gonna, and then I'm gonna say, do I smell food?
You missed the ale.
Ugh.
Next
But
time,
at least
just
you
dump
didn't
the
throw
food
the
into
fish
his
all
mouth.
over- At least you didn't knock the fish all over the place. And Oric, again, makes the same very ostentatious, courtly flourish and presents the, folded, I guess, it makes like usually, I would imagine they do like a fish and chips. It's like a cone of the paper with the food inside it, and, pens it toward him.
And I sort of look at it and go, ugh, what are these leftovers? This isn't how you start a day.
Well, we can look for more to eat, but actually the fish is quite tasty.
I could probably heat them back up for you, no problem.
So I'll take it. I'll eat it, but I'll also be grumpy the rest of the day. So where are we going? What are we doing? Since you all seem to be in a rush.
Well, we have some errands to run.
Kind of it.
We need to, most of us want to go shopping to get some supplies.
I roll my eyes.
You make sure you have tact for the road.
Yeah, fine. Let me put some decent clothes on.
Making a note to myself to always carry a snack for the dwarf.
Dwarf always uses a Snickers bar.
Okay, so we're going to the shops?
Oh, right. So you make your way out of the Wild Page Inn / bunkhouse. Walking out, you look back and it's wow. You're surprised it actually held up throughout the night. It's really run down looking place. You can see gaps in the boards on the walls. You can see into rooms. It's like, how did you not notice that that didn't like the night before? Who knows? Must have been really tired. What you do eventually follow the directions that Emily gave you and head into the town towards the shopping area. What sort of shops are you looking for?
Warren is looking to purchase a couple of ocarinas. Just they're really cheap little kind of ceramic things that are very common. And he also wants to buy some health potions at the Sorcerer's Sundries place. And he's also looking for a baker who makes Baldur's Berry pies.
That's very specific. Flux is going to check for the things he needs at whatever this place we work is talking about is. And then he's also always just on the lookout for markets and like cooking supplies and that kind of stuff because that's just what he likes.
Zari would mostly be looking for a general store, place where he could get hardtack and other road supplies.
Alright, anybody else?
Just basic rations and maybe a nail or two to go.
Yeah, some basic rations, and I was gonna get maybe some liquor of some sort.
Liquor, rations, cooking supplies, traveling gear, and Baldur's Berry pies, and
Someone told work that those were a specialty of this city, so he wants to try them.
Right. Well, rolling through the streets of town towards the direction you're told the Sorcerer's Sundry is in, you do begin to smell a lovely baked smell in town. Following your nose, it does lead you to this small building. It's kind of tucked away in the middle. Well, as you walk up to it, there is a sign with muffins carved on it, and a name. It's called Laura's Bakery. You walk in, and this bakery's interior is brightly lit and magically clean, from the sharp scent of sourdough to the warm aroma of cinnamon rolls. And the shop's wares make up for their lack of visual appeal by smelling absolutely delicious. The observant patrons will note that the man tending the counter does so with hands made from polished wood.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
I'd say if you're really the observant patron, will notice that the man tending the counter, his hands are made of polished wood.
Do we need to roll for that, or?
No, that's a fairly obvious trait. You know, somebody walks up and waves at you, and their hands are wood.
Are they? Well, I'm immediately fascinated by these hands. Are they magical?
Well, do you want to detect magic on them, or do you want to try and look and see them?
I just want to observe them and see what they look like. If they look like they're magical.
As you observe him, the finger seems fixed. He turns and sees you. He's like, "Ah, hello there. Welcome to Laura's bakery. Laura's my wife. Name's Froth Like It. How can I help you?"
I'd like a cinnamon roll, and do you have any Baldur's pie today? We're new to the city, and I was told I should try one, and that your place smells so good. It's gotta have the best one in the city.
Oh yes, Baldur's pie is one of my wife's specialties. Actually, yes. Yeah, let me get you one. And it's like, and a cinnamon roll too, right? He reaches down with the counter, and he comes up, and he's got a cinnamon roll on one hand. Just kind of slides it off, you know, like you would to feel like a spatula almost. And slides it onto a piece of paper, and then he pushes that towards you. And he comes back up, and he comes up with what you're told was a pie, but really it looks more like a single-serving tart, almost. With a flaky, buttery crusted edge. And a very smooth, almost full glass-like top in the middle.
Are these tables to eat at?
No, unfortunately, we're not an eating establishment so much as people come in and take the food with them as they want.
Okay, no. All right, so work is going to pay for those and take them and walk to just outside the shop, and he's gonna start eating the berry pie first, and gets it kind of
start eating the berry pie. Have you seen the movie Ratatouille?
No, I haven't seen the whole thing. No, I've just seen clips.
Okay, that's fine. Have you seen clips of where the Remy the rat actually starts putting food together, and he has fireworks going off in his brain as he's eating because of how delicious things as he matches it together. That's kind of like what it is. It's like pure bliss joy as you eat this little tart of a slightly sour but still sweet berry puree mixed into this beautiful, flaky, almost croissant-like crust.
Orc's gonna stick his head back up and go, "Oh my god, guys, you all have to try these things." And then he pops back out and keeps eating. But he's talking with his mouth full.
Well, it looks and smells delicious, and I don't think I can pass it up. So I would like some berry pie also.
Absolutely. He pulls one up for you as well.
Oh, me too, me too.
And
I want to
me.
know
Oh,
everything.
anyone else? You have to try everything. Oh, we got quite a selection here. I mean, I can certainly give you one of everything if you like.
No, I want to know everything.
Oh, you want to know as well. I can tell you everything. Tell you what's in the pot. You know, my wife's the one who really gets me. But I'm very much happy to serve you as much as I can. And he'll bring out, elderberry pies and some cinnamon rolls, whatever everybody wants. Try to gladly dish everything out. It's all 5 copper apiece for each item.
Orc's gonna finish his pie and his cinnamon roll, and he's gonna go back and grab a second pie. So that's 15 copper. Anyone else need a Baldur's berry pie? Hey, are Baldur's berries? Is Baldur's berries like a particular kind of berry, or is it the pie? It's an ordinary berry pie, but you just make it in a special way here.
Oh, it's all the berries that grow around the city and in the hills around town. But, yeah, it's a special berry here. I don't think they grow anywhere else, but perhaps I don't know.
I've never heard
travel
of it before.
much
These
these
things
days.
are awesome.
Oh yes, kind of a local specialty. Most people here.
Well, Flux will definitely quiz him for any detail that he's willing to part with. But most importantly, he's going to try to get the name of the blacksmith or whoever made his oven.
Who made my hands? Let's see, that would have been the carpenter.
No, not your hands, your oven.
Oh, my oven. Oh, the oven. Well, that was mostly the mates. It's use a nice big stone oven. Yeah.
Oh, stone oven, I see.
If you get some masonry work done, I think I can certainly point you in the right direction.
Do you have much call for iron work and iron tools in your bakery?
We have a few iron tools, yes.
Do you have a good source for those?
Well, I mean, this area of town, everybody just goes to Arrows and Bill. Nice guy. Not the greatest of smithers, but he does get enough work.
Arrows and Bills. Got it.
Did you say arrow or aerial?
Arrows.
Work's gonna ask if the shopkeeper has ever heard of Arrow Baradal. Do you know? He's a trader in the city? Do you know who he is?
Well, yes, it's Arrow from Arrow's Anvil. He's the blacksmith.
It is the same person. I wondered. Oh, I came here looking for him. Thank you. Can you tell me where to find his shop?
Oh, certainly. It's just down the street that way, across the corner. You can't miss it. You can't really tell once you get close by the sit around and the sound of banging metal.
Wow. You get these delicious pies, and I found the person I'm looking for. Thank you very much. And he gives them another 5 pounds.
Oh, thank you very much. Please come if you're still hungry. You know, you can have more. You can have more, or come back another time for more, perhaps.
He's gonna buy a third Bale Baldur's Gate pie. He's getting pretty full right now, but they taste so good.
I thought about getting a second one.
How many different little items does he have?
Well, he's got the Baldur's Berry pie. He's got the cinnamon rolls. He's got what looks like bear claws. Got some muffins. Couple different types of muffins. You know, some little cakes. You know, probably about a dozen different items.
Got it.
All right.
What's up?
Yeah.
If I bought some muffins, would you be able to carry them for me? I'm scared they'd get all smushed in my bag. I mean, I'd share them with everybody. I'd buy like some muffins so that we can each have a muffin later.
Why are you asking me to carry them?
Well, you like food, so you're carrying some like food cooking implements. So I thought maybe you'd have a place that you could carry food safely.
I mean, I carry it like anybody else does, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Cause you keep making food, so I thought maybe you would have like some kind of special bag or something that you keep them.
I haven't really thought of that, actually.
Maybe we should look for one while we're in the market. Okay. Work is gonna buy. There's 5 of us, right? Because is Darksting with us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's 6 of us then. You've been so quiet there, you big dragon. I almost didn't miss you. Didn't see you. Did you? Darksting, did you want one of these pies? They're really good.
I'm good.
How about a cinnamon roll?
Nuances.
Okay, they're really good. They're so awesome. So Warwick's going back in and he's getting his cinnamon roll, and then he's gonna buy like whatever their closest to blueberry muffins. He's gonna get 6 of those. And do they have little like? Can they wrap them up in anything? Any kind of funnel, piece of paper or something?
Yeah, they have like I guess like a little sack to put it in for you.
Okay, and Warwick will just.
It's like it's basically like an old, it's like a flour sack, a reused flour sack, basically just an old flour sack.
Oh, great. Okay, so he's just gonna carefully put that in his little bags, whatever that he carries around his normal stuff. But he's gonna gently put it on top to try to keep him from getting cold.
Cool. Get your sack of pastries.
Alright, so he gives the cinnamon roll to Darksting. And then so everybody good?
I am.
Think so.
And we can head to Arrow's Anvils, or are we gonna look around for other things that other people wanted to buy on our way there? Or do we pass Sorcerer's Sundries on the way, or is Arrow's Anvil closer?
Arrows Anvil is likely closer to where you're at.
We could just go there and kind of look for general goods along the way.
Yeah, that's pretty well. So y'all heading towards Arrows Anvil?
Might as well.
And we're just gonna kind of look at everything and look at the people and just, you know, have sort of a sense of wonder and seeing whatever sights he can see. He's keeping his eye out also for any, like, how many street urchins or you know, children that he might see. Just to see if, you know, if there's a lot of people.
A perception check. Roll perception for street urchins.
Just to kind of get a sense of what this section of town is like.
An orphan detection roll?
Yeah, exactly. You look around and, you know, you see some kids running around. There's also plenty of adults moving about. It's like there's some shops opening up. There's people moving through. It's like you're going to other parts of town, possibly going to and from work and home. This is a town. This town is one of the towns that like never sleeps. There's always people bustling and moving around, but it's definitely busier during the day than night. As you make your way over to the Arrows Anvil, you pass by it. It looks to be a tailor shop where you're opening the doors and placing dress forms with clothing, different styles of clothing on them, and flocks that you can see. You pass by what looks like to be a house of repute, maybe some fun times for people. Who knows? I'm not going to judge. You can see one place that says it's a money lender. It looks like a bank, possibly. You pass by a barber shop, and you do pass by finally a shrine to Ilmater for seeing the building you're pointing out to as Arrows Anvil.
We're scared
As you
at the tailor shop.
entered,
Just sort of looked at all the clothes kind of longingly and checking out the styles, and he looked at any of the people, maybe ladies hanging out the windows, and kind of shyly glanced at them, like was trying to look without being seen looking. And that keeps me.
You didn't notice any of them look back at you. You know, it looked like they might have been engrossed in their work at the moment.
He was frankly interested.
Tickle
As
him.
you enter the smithy,
Tickle him.
oh, clothing. Oh yeah, so close.
Play with
As you enter
Nicholas.
the smithy, you are greeted by a blast of warm air carrying the accent of soot on it. Looking on, and you see a stocky dwarf standing at a forge working away. Just sitting there pounding on the red hot metal. But he doesn't seem to be looking at it as much as looking through the work he's doing. And as he sits there, he beats on it. And he just kind of almost robotically just moves the metal back into the forge. He pulls another piece out that's glowing red hot. He keeps beating on it. Puts it back in and pulls the next one out. And he just keeps doing this all very methodically, as if lost in the world. Closer to the doorway, you do see a nervous-looking elf dressed in a smithing apron, talking to a pair of soldiers. You can tell he's trying to project an air of confidence of being an expert smith and salesman. But his words seem to be hinting at an undercurrent of insecurity as well. Eventually, the soldiers do leave, and he looks up to you, kind of adjusts his apron a little bit. Yes, welcome to Arrow's Info. And he gives you a flight down. How may I be of your humble service to you today?
Walks up and kind of speaks in a lower tone of voice. Looks around to see if anyone's listening. And says, "Hello, my name is Worth Savoir-Faire, and I come bringing you a letter from my uncle, Gil Savoir-Faire. I believe you are waiting to retrieve this information."
A letter from Gil. Oh, you say. Oh, yes. Please, let me see it.
And Warwick kind of goes through his pack and pulls out a sort of beat up looking very fancy letter with a stamp on the back, I would imagine. And it looks like it has definitely not been opened, but it does look like it's come under some wrinkling and scrutiny, as though if he were able to tell, he could see that someone had, looked at it from the outside extended, and he kind of moves it out and hands it very formally to him.
He takes the letter, kind of sees through it, with an eye to you, with a side glance. It's like, let's see what Uncle Gil has to say. He turns his back to you and steps towards a countertop. He picks up a small knife, uses it to open the letter. And then, I'm sure you're not reading the letter over your shoulder. He turns back to face you and pulls the letter up. And as he's reading, he's actually mouthing the words to you. But, he's not saying it out loud. Like, very well. Yes, tell your Uncle Gil he'll be ready in 3 weeks. Okay. And he takes the letter and stuffs it into his paper pocket.
Did he say it will be ready in 3 weeks?
Yeah, yes, it will be ready in 3 weeks.
Thank you, sir. Does that mean that we'll be delivering something back to him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be delivering.
Okay, but you will have
something. Feel free to return to your uncle if you wish.
Okay, so
something it will be ready in 3 weeks.
Thank
you. Feel free to pass that message along.
DM?
Yes.
Does my Uncle Gil have some sort of sending that he can use to communicate with me?
He possibly has some sort of sending. Do you have some sort of sending you can communicate with him?
So I cannot reach out to him from a distance. But my uncle is a very powerful, it's a little weird that he would just do a sending. And why would he send this letter if he could just communicate directly with this person? But I'm not quite sure how I would get this info back to him.
I can see 2 ways of getting it back to him. We can either hire a courier to take it to him, or we take it ourselves.
Okay, maybe that's what he was planning. Well, but just Is he in Waterdeep? Or where? I'm not quite sure.
He was in Ulm, or Europe, where y'all came from.
Are your voice dropped off? Is he? Did you say what?
Ulm.
Ulm? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Ulm.
And how long would it take us to get there?
It's about a week's travel.
Oh, okay.
To get to Baldur's Gate from there.
Would we have to go through the spooky forest?
Well, it is on the way. It's on the long road, yes.
Able to avoid the spooky forest?
There's always a way.
There's always a way.
And what's the urgency level on that one?
Well, if the thing that I came to get information on is going to be ready in 3 weeks, and it's a 1-week trip, we just need to get the information to my uncle before it's ready. He may send us right back to collect it. Or at least me.
That's why a courier is probably the better bet.
Is there any kind of service that does like sending stones or anything?
In a city the size of Baldur's Gate, you could probably find someone with a sending spell that would be willing to do it for a certain amount of money. Yes. You could also possibly find a courier who would just, ride on a horse to take the message from writing. You might be able to find somebody using pigeon carriers. Or bird carriers.
I like that idea.
Or you might be able to find sending stones. Of course, with sending stones, you have to have the sending stone. Each person has to have the sending stone in order to talk to each other. So let's go.
Right.
Talk to you.
And if we set up like a service where people had like a network of sending stones, we can make a network. Like a telegraph office. So not living in the actual Forgotten Realms, what is the relative pricing of these options?
A courier would be about a copper a day plus 5 copper for the message itself, or copper a mile per day, a mile. Bird carrier, the sort of thing would probably be around a silver message. Finding somebody with a sending spell, maybe a little more costly. A gold or two, perhaps, depending on how busy they are. And by sending stones themselves, that's pricier. Because that's actual buying magic items.
Well, and the courier is the only way to ensure that we can also get a reply, right?
Yeah, I mean, the hardcore courier, I don't say hardcore, where? No, it's not right. Hard copy, that's it. Hard copy courier is the tried and true method, like Pony Express goes both ways. Plain simple and easy. So that way you can get a message to and from. Now granted, the road's dangerous. It's always possible something happens along the way, one way or the other. Magic is, of course, fast and, mostly reliable.
So I guess this might be Warwick's call, but the way I see it, we can either send a courier now and deal with the business that we've picked up here, or deal with that business and hope that it is over in enough time to take it ourselves.
I'm inclined to, well, it's to use a pigeon courier. To send him a message. And then we're gonna stay here and keep working on the stuff for the Harpers. And await his reply.
If it works for you, it works for me.
Yeah, it sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go send my uncle a message. Do you guys want to keep shopping? And I'll come back and meet you at the bakery in 2 hours?
I guess so, sure. So, speaking of the business that we were
Gotta
here
love
for,
kids.
should we be asking this guy would he know if he's heard anything, or?
Oh yeah, we're actually gonna hang around because he wants to hear, asking if there have been any difficulties, if he's noticed any people being kind of menacing to shopkeepers. Are there any unusual pressures going on, or I don't? Should he phrase it better? He's gonna whisper to you guys before he actually talks to Arrow.
And by the way, do we have a face?
Probably be either your guard or your warlock.
And I think we're about the same in terms of charisma.
Well, I feel like I've been doing a lot of the talking, so someone else take this bit.
So, sorry, what are we doing now?
Well, we're trying to figure out the best way to ask this guy about this Harper's business.
Is he aware of any kind of suspicious or threatening activity in the area? Are shopkeepers, is he willing to tell us if shopkeepers are coming under any pressure, if there's any kind of misbehavior going on? Like people threatening or extorting him?
Have you been extorted today?
Arrow's kind of taking back the thing. No? That's an odd question to ask some businessman.
I guess the question he's really looking for is, have you heard any news of seedier types coming up from or anywhere else?
Coming up from I mean, there's lots of people coming up from I mean, his Uncle Gil is from I mean, I'd hate to say that, somebody from they're seedier. That's just taking assumptions.
I am from myself. I know of the seedier side of the society that can happen down there. Not all, but there is a good number of seedy sides out there.
There's seedy sides everywhere. I mean, you're in the city of seedy sides. Baldur's Gate, we're not exactly built upon saints here. Now you can tell he's starting to get a little nervous with the discussion. as kind of fiddling a little more with his hands on his apron and stuff.
Oh, we wouldn't want to make you uncomfortable. I'm sorry. You've been really, really helpful, and I'm glad you're helping my Uncle Gil. We like to get a feel for what this city is. We're new here, and would just like to know if there's anything that we should be careful of while we're visiting.
Well, I would say for starters, careful of what questions you're asking. Who, you don't want to insult someone. That could be very dangerous.
Someone like who?
Would they be dressed in any particular way? Are they followers of any particular deity that we should be most careful of, not to insult them?
I would say it's best to try not to insult anyone.
Oh, well, of course not.
In town.
Yeah, but some people are maybe you want to particularly not insult, right?
Well, the first night here, we were at this tavern, and this bunch of pirates just, for no reason whatever, started attacking us. And we just wondered if, does that happen to visitors in your city a lot that you know about?
Well, I mean, you go out and spend 4 months on a boat with the same group of guys. You come back to town, have a few drinks. You're gonna be looking for a fight too, aren't you?
That's true. We heard
something to mix up the monotony of ocean.
And he's gonna kind of whisper. We heard that they were working for somebody named Monteron. And he's gonna look all around to see if there's anybody that might be near the front of the shop.
Looking around, there's nobody else in the shop but you and Arrow and the dwarf. It's working away, kind of banging away at his anvil back there.
Could we have offended this guy without me? Is he somebody powerful?
That's someone you certainly do not want to upset in town. Very well connected.
Okay, that's plenty of information. I don't want to endanger anything.
Well, just for example, connected to who?
Connected to everything in town. It's very powerful. He's kind of. I don't know if he's the head, but he's very far up in that prison town. Have you heard of them?
It sounds to me like somebody that definitely you need to stay out of the way of. So if we were really, really trying to stay out of this guy's way, is there any name that you could give us that we should especially stay away from?
Yes. Let's stay away from the Zentarum. Especially stay away from that man.
Is there a particular part of town that he's most operating in? Or, whatever you feel comfortable to help us at. I don't know what we did that he decided that we were...
I don't know where he stays exactly.
We might not even have been the target.
I tried to...
Of our fight.
I don't know where in town he stays. I try to just, keep my head down and just keep the work here at the shop. And, do what I have to do to keep things, going here.
Thank you very much. Are you one of my friends? He really is interested in blacksmithing and anvils and stuff. We went to this bakery, Laura's, and they made really good food, and they said you made their oven.
I haven't made ovens. I have made a few large specialists for them for their oven. Some tongs and stuff for that.
Could you maybe talk to him a little bit? I think he was really curious about what you do here. Is Flex nearby? Is he outside? He's only got garage in here.
No, I'm with you guys.
Oh, okay. So, like, works like poking him with his elbow.
Yeah, I was just hoping that you had a good supplier of iron because I'm looking to make a substantial purchase very soon.
Iron, yes. Oh, certainly, yes. The iron, yes, we have the iron. It's gotten better since things happened. I'm sure you've heard. But yeah, the iron is finally coming back into your minds. Yes.
What was it that you sure we heard?
What things?
You didn't know the hear of the iron press? I mean, it affected the entire region for a year.
Is the Iron Curse something I should know about already?
Yeah.
Is that to do with the Iron Throne?
Yes, you had heard of it. It was the Iron Throne had been taking iron ore from the mines, causing it to everything that got made from it to kind of fall apart and crumble.
Oh, that Iron Curse. Yes, of course.
And then they got overthrown. But with the Harpers who were involved with that, right?
Correct.
And so now the Iron Throne has been dethroned. But the Zentarum, the Harpers then are looking to kind of move into that power vacuum?
Yes, that would be correct. That is the story you were told by the Harpers.
Okay, and so does anyone have an idea of maybe something we're not asking here?
I guess maybe Warwick is going to ask, do you know the thing for my Uncle Gil that's going to be ready in 3 weeks? Is it going to require any kind of... If we wanted to bring it back to him, are we going to need like a cart or something, or would it be something that we could carry?
You sit here, you see, it's a little bit of a shocking question. Balance for his words. He's kind of moving his hands like he's kind of trying to form a size with his hand. Like, oh, no, I think it should definitely be carryable, yes, be carryable.
Is it a secret?
No, I mean, it wasn't. Do you think he would have told you to just give me a message instead of giving me a sealed letter?
Well, I don't know
He's
what the letter said.
Man, there's like business secrets. You know, he might have rival business people who are spying on his deals and want to get in on it. The traders they have to be really secret about what they're doing. You know, they could have rivals. It's probably nothing at all to do with their power.
Speaking of which, maybe we should stop.
And as you keep saying, every time you say Zentarum, you can see Arrow just kind of wince a little bit, like.
With our friends.
Maybe we should regroup a little bit and come up with some kind of plan.
Would he feel uncomfortable if we say the Fangs? Our Fangy friend? Or make little, like, you know, like in Monty Python when they say the rabbit and pointing teeth? He's just gonna take his middle finger and first finger and kind of make a scratching motion with the front of his mouth. Our friends.
You're going to be here much longer. You don't want to arouse suspicion. Would ask you to purchase something or make an order of some sort that I can immediately show to you with ask questions while you're in here for so long.
I need needles. Can you sell me some needles?
Certainly, we could fashion some needles for you as well. I think I'm going to have a few here. He goes to the back and he comes back and he has something like 3 iron needles. What do these do?
I was kind of hoping to buy in bulk, so maybe I'll go down to the tailor shop.
How many are you looking for?
I mean, at least a dozen.
Dozen? Okay, well, I can do that. Hold on. He goes back in the back and back a few minutes later. He has a box with a dozen iron needles. And looking at them, would you like to inspect the wear for them?
I would, but before I do, just as a GM note, I'm trying to figure out if these will be good to make into spell route tattoos. Is that suitable?
What proficiencies does your guy have? What 2 proficiencies?
Thieves, tools, tinkers, tools, and cook utensils.
Make me a tinker tool check. Add your Arcana bonus. Probably going to be 6.
What value would I use?
I think it's actually the same, so it's just your intelligence. So d20 plus your intelligence. And proficiency would be 2, so an 11. They look a bit rough. These are not the highest quality blacksmith work. It's average. It's par. But it's not. They don't look good enough to be used as spell components in the condition they're in right.
Okay. Yeah. I think that maybe I'll pass on these, but thank you very much.
Do you make belt buckles?
Let me see what I have. He goes in the back, wanders around for a bit, comes back. He's got what looks like a miniature horseshoe and an iron rod that he quickly affixes to make it into a more of a buckle style. How does this work?
Yeah, that's good. How much for that?
Oh, this will be 5 silver.
I will take it. Thank you very much for your help. I will enjoy this belt buckle very much.
Well, I appreciate it. Perhaps it'll be a new thing we start to offer arrows.
Alright, and he puts the belt buckle in his pass. And I guess Rourke's gonna go off and look for somebody with a pigeon courier.
Okay.
And
I'll pop into the tailor.
He's just gonna go do that, and then can I tell you what he's, you keep doing other stuff, and I'll just write to you what he's gonna say to Gil.
Sure, we can do that.
And meet the others back wherever they end up. Oh, we're gonna meet at the bakery, right?
I think so, yes.
And well, can he also stop in the sorceress something?
The sorcerer's cinders?
Yeah. And how much would a health potion cost?
We will get to that when we get to the sorcerer's cinders.
All right.
So
maybe we should go there instead of the bakery then.
I mean, we don't need to go back to the bakery, do we? So, Yeah, that would probably work.
Unless we think we can get some information out of the bakers.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm not super clear on what exact information we are trying to find out.
Well, I confirmed that halfling dude who we were told hired the pirates is super high up, at least as far as street knowledge in Zentara.
Y'all are trying to determine where the Zentarum are at, where their hideout may be.
Okay.
What it is they are trying to do, the harbor touch, what they're at, what they're after.
Okay, gang. Do we have any ideas on how we might gather that information?
Pubs.
I think and just going to many shops and just looking, keeping our eyes open.
Well, after that last one, I'm worried that they might have all the shopkeepers too afraid to talk.
But we will be able to do that during insight check.
But I'm not sure that gets us anywhere.
No, that's fine. Well, pubs it then.
Best plan I've heard so far.
Alright, so what's everybody doing? What are we doing?
First, I'd like to see if I can stop at a general store to get the hardtack.
Yes, and I need an arcane focus and needles.
Can you buy alcohol at a general store, or would I need to go somewhere else?
Yeah, you could probably buy something at a general store. I mean, a tavern is more likely to have it, but you might be able to find something pre-bottled or pre-cast at a general store.
Yeah, you'd probably be able to find some ready-for-travel alcohol at a general store, whereas at the pub or the taverns, it's there to drink that right then and there.
Well, I'm gonna go to the general store too.
So, going to the drugstore. Find my notes here. So, there's not really just a generalized general store. There's more somewhat specialized stores. Like, you're not going to find a Walmart here, but you are going to find a place that has adventuring gear. You got the marketplace, the tent markets area, like open air market. You can find most stuff throughout there. You have the what's it called? Zook's shop, which has it's got mostly your tools. It's like your hardware store almost, but also sells musical instruments. Because why wouldn't you have musical instruments next to hammers? For your hammer dulcimer, I guess. That sort of thing. and you have a tailor shop. You have a shop that's kind of like your REI with your camping gear and your spelunking tools and stuff like that, and like your comedian shop as well. And these are kind of spread out around town. And then you do have most of your magical items are going to be from sorcery centers. So I will over that for y'all right now. All the maps, let's see where they're all at. Easy for y'all here, but you can. But a lot of times the labeling doesn't map out like this, so even the map stuff. So there you go. You can get most items you're going to look for in those areas. Oh, and the tailor shop.
Okay, well, I guess I'll head over to the marketplace.
Okay, heading to the marketplace. It's an open air market, and it is definitely the busiest place in town. Shaded stalls, colorful tents, merchants hawking this downing array of wares. Carts nearest you boast a bounty of exotic produce, including round red fruits the size of a man's fist. One of the more permanent stalls, a Fletcher shows off the quality of the goods with a well-worn training dummy. Your neighbor, an elderly robed man in a pointed hat, stands in front of shelves of crystal balls, magic wands, and colorful knives.
Well,
And asking,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I know. I was going to say, asking around, you can find pretty much anything out of the player's handbook for the in the adventuring gear area. The player's handbook can be found here inside the market area. Now, there's a few items, like I said, like your camping gear and stuff like that. It's going to be over in the meat shop. Gear, tools, and instruments are going to be out of the shop and it's tailored. And then your armor and weapons, of course, come to the blacksmith. For y'all this way.
I'm just looking at the handbook.
Is there anyone in the market that's just sort of standing around, looking semi-suspicious, maybe arms crossed kind of thing?
Oh yeah, there is.
Roll me a perception check. So, with this 18, looking around, it's a very busy market, crowded, but you do see something, a group that looks a little out of place. The three, human men following a half-orc. And with them, they all seem to have large dogs. You notice them as you can watch them as they go up to one stand owner. Have a little talk with them. Stand owner, Almost indefinitely, they all just hand the orc a small bag each as they move through the marketplace. Going to each stall, one by one.
I'd like to keep my distance, but sort of follow them and watch what they do.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking around, but, you know, acting like I'm not watching.
Okay. I will say in this market, fairly easy to stay, you know, somewhat hidden, especially as a dwarf, you know, relatively short compared to the average person. So roll me a stealth check, please.
Okay.
With advantage, because again you are a dwarf. It's a very loud and busy place.
Oh boy.
So as you're moving through, you know, you do catch a look from one of the men with the orc.
Of course it does.
Suddenly looks to you and gives a physical eyebrow raise in your direction.
I whistle in the air.
Start whistling in the air.
Uh-huh. As if like nothing to see here.
Roll me a deception check, please.
Okay.
You're whistling as you're whistling in the air. He elbows the outside and points in your general direction. And the other guy turns and looks. And they start taking a step towards you.
I say, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Oh, they're still ways off. So
Oh, okay.
can't hear you yet.
Is it
You
obvious
are
at
keeping
this?
your distance, bro.
Is it obvious at this point that they're approaching him?
If anybody's looking, yes, it is obvious that they're approaching towards you.
I'm not gonna back off at this point. I'm just gonna let them approach.
I'll step up and act as if I'm trying to corral him back to the rest of the group.
Do you allow yourself to be corralled back to the group?
Sure, but you know, it's yes, I do, but not in a way that's sort of like running away or anything like that. I was like, yeah, sure. And I sort of occasionally keep my eye over my shoulder to see if they continue to approach.
Let's see. Okay. That was. Who was that pulling Get Rod back?
Zariel.
Zariel. Zariel. Roll me a. It's not really intimidation. Give me a performance check.
I'll take it.
Nice.
I was honestly hoping for deception, but I'll take the performance roll I just did.
You pull him away, and yeah, as you start walking away, you see you guys just kind of stop and watch you for a moment, and then they drift back over to their group.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a 20 here.
I think we still need to watch them.
Watch them, yes, but do not try to approach them.
Yeah, I think finding out where they end up would be valuable.
Yeah.
Is it possible to keep an eye on them and buy the items that we need in the marketplace at the same time?
You can certainly try.
I think if we kind of not all watch them at the same time, but keep switching off, we can be tricky about it.
Is there anything uniform about what they're wearing or anything? Is there anything that sort of points out that they're in one group together, or are they all just random people sort of in the way they look?
From the distance you're at, there's nothing outward appearance. Like, they're not all wearing a red cloak or things like that.
Okay.
Okay. So, going to do your shopping and try to keep distance as well. Is that correct? While watching what they're doing?
Yep.
Okay. Are you taking turns watching and shopping, or is one person just eyeballing them the whole time?
I think we should try to take turns.
Yeah.
Yep. Keeps it a little less suspicious.
Okay. Who is going to try to watch this first?
Well, I should take some heat off of me, so it shouldn't be me.
It'd probably make more sense for me to do it starting out, since I am the one that came and got you.
That's a good idea.
Alright. Zariel, you'll be first to try and spot and keep track of them. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
You're watching, you see them go around the corner, around one of the stalls, and as you lose sight of them, so you move up to the stall, catch where they went, and you've lost sight of them. You don't know where they went. You look all around, and you can't see them anymore.
After some time, I'll meet up with you again and go, okay, where are they? I'll keep my eye on them.
Honestly, I do not know. They went around the stall and vanished.
How did you lose them?
We are in a marketplace. All they have to do is break line of sight. And they know this city better than we do.
Did you see him interact with anyone?
Not just before they went around the stall.
Okay, so I guess all we have now then is to either A, find them again, or go back to the person they interact with and ask questions.
We can try to take a quick sweep around the market, see if we can catch sight of them again.
Yeah, sure.
That would probably be the safer thing to do.
Okay. So, going to take a sweep around the market to look for them again. Is everybody going to go like wandering off individually? Going to like divide and conquer, or stay together?
Yeah, let's probably split up.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah.
Okay. You all decide after a quick discussion to split up to divide and conquer around this open air marketplace. Let's look at them. Or each go your own way. And there's where we'll pick up next time.
Okay.
next time will be August 13th.
If I get chosen for a trial, I may not be around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I probably won't, depending on how things work out, I probably won't be available for that day.
Okay.
That's the anniversary day.
Oh,
So if things go well, you won't be available, or if things go poorly, you won't be available?
If things go well, I won't be available.
Okay. Understandable. And if things go poorly, you might not be available too. I mean, I understand how that goes. But happy anniversary. So, if I am perfectly fine. The reason I like the group sizes of 6 is that way if we have at least 4 people, we can still play a lot of the time. So that won't be a problem. I think it's actually a good place to leave off and people miss out on the session. It's like, you got lost wandering around the market. It's like, where'd y'all go? I couldn't find you. You know.
That works.
Or maybe you ran into them before you could contact everybody else, and they caught you and kidnapped you. Who knows? And you get found in a dungeon or something. Who knows? We can figure all that out next time. Or if it's enough people can't play, then we can always just put off for a month or just try and pick another Friday.
I asked for Rourke to be doing something here as he's heading back to find his friends. He gets distracted.
Get back again. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
It's just in like the interim time, can he do something while he's gone to the pigeon guy, he sent that message, and then he's heading back to meet his friends, but can he like spot some urchins, and he's gonna talk to them and offers them all the muffins from the bakery.
Roll me a perception check to spot urchins.
Yet another arson detection roll.
Guess he's not gonna see any urchins. Never mind.
No, it's very funny for all the horrible things you've heard about Baldur's Gate and how bad it is here. You don't see any street urchins around. It's weird.
He's gonna keep his eye out.
Or maybe there are suspiciously few urchins.
So out of curiosity, how much gold does Rourke have?
Is he the one carrying the party gold?
No.
That seems like a miscalculation, if so.
You have 14 and change.
Okay, good to know.
But he doesn't keep it all in one place. He's got some hidden pockets in his vest, and as well as the like bag.
Okay, good to know.
And I'm so sad that tieflings don't have hidden tails.
I mean, does Rourke have a tail?
He does have a tail.
Okay. I mean, not all tieflings necessarily have a tail.
But if you look at his picture.
Oh, yeah, you have a picture of GIF of exactly what I was thinking with Remy eating the foods. Alright, everybody. Thanks for coming out to play. Hope everybody had fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
Talk to everybody here, I guess, in a month, except for Gusty, who we have a meeting to go to in like 5 minutes.
Have fun in the meeting.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Later, guys. Have a good night.
Uh, Well, that's the night, guys. Come on. Stealing my cup.